Okay, but can we talk about studying for a sec? I know it's not exactly the most thrilling topic, but trust me on this one. We've all been there staring at a textbook like it holds the secrets to the universe, when really it's just making us question our existence. Honestly, though, studying doesn't have to be a total drag. It's all about finding what actually works for you, like we're all unique snowflakes, right? So why should our study routines be any different? First things first, we gotta talk about goals. And no, I don't mean those vague, I want to do well in school kind of goals. I'm talking about specific, measurable, achievable. Okay, I'll spare you the rest of the acronym. But seriously, setting clear goals is like having a roadmap for your studies. It's way easier to stay motivated when you know exactly where you're going and how to get there. Think about it this way. If you're craving ice cream, you wouldn't just wander around aimlessly hoping to stumble upon an ice cream shop, right? You'd pull out your phone, search for the nearest spot with the best reviews, priorities people, and map out the quickest route. Goals are basically the same thing but for your academic life, so take some time to figure out what you want to achieve. Do you want to ace that upcoming biology exam? Understand the intricacies of photosynthesis? Whatever it is, write it down, break it down into smaller steps, and watch your motivation soar. It's all about those little wins, am I right? Okay, I know what you're thinking. Schedules? Emma, you're killing me. But hear me out. I used to be the queen of procrastination, leaving everything until the last minute. Let's just say it wasn't pretty. But then I discovered the magical power of a schedule. And no, I'm not talking about some rigid military-style plan that sucks all the joy out of life. I'm talking about a flexible framework that helps you stay on track without feeling totally suffocated. Think of it like this. Your schedule is your trusty sidekick, helping you navigate the ups and downs of student life. It's there to remind you when to study, when to take breaks, more on that later, and when to reward yourself with a well-deserved Netflix binge. Let's be real. Passively reading textbooks is about as effective as trying to learn a new language by watching paint dry. It's just not gonna happen. If you want to really understand and remember information, you gotta get actively involved. Think of it like trying a new recipe. You wouldn't just read the ingredients list and expect to magically whip up a culinary masterpiece, right? Okay, maybe some people can, but I'm not one of them. You'd roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty, and follow the instructions step by step. Active learning is basically the same thing, but for your brain. So ditch the highlighter and try some of these techniques. Summarize key concepts in your own words. Teach the material to an imaginary friend or a very patient pet. Create flashcards or test yourself with practice questions. Okay, I know I sound like a broken record here, but seriously, breaks are so important. I used to think that studying for hours on end was the key to success. But let me tell you, it's a recipe for burnout. Your brain is like a muscle, and just like any other muscle, it needs time to rest and recharge. Think about it. When you're working out, you wouldn't just lift weights for hours straight without stopping, right? Okay, again, maybe some people do, but I'm all about that balance. You'd take breaks between sets to catch your breath, hydrate, and let your muscles recover. Your brain needs the same TLC, so step away from the books every hour or so, stretch your legs, grab a snack, scroll through TikTok for a hot minute, whatever helps you relax and clear your mind. Okay, I'll admit it, I'm not the most organized person in the world. My backpack is basically a black hole, and my room? Let's just say it's a work in progress. But even I have to acknowledge the power of organization when it comes to studying. Think about it. When your study space is cluttered and chaotic, your mind is more likely to follow suit. It's like trying to find a specific pair of jeans in a messy, overflowing closet. Totally overwhelming and not productive at all. But when your surroundings are tidy and organized, your mind can focus on what really matters, absorbing all that knowledge. So take some time to declutter your study space, invest in some cute organizers, because who doesn't love a little aesthetic upgrade? And create a system for keeping track of your notes and assignments. I don't know about you, but studying the same subject for hours on end makes my brain want to crawl into a hole and die of boredom. It's like eating plain pasta for every meal. Sure, it's filling, but it gets old pretty fast. That's where mixing things up comes in. Just like your taste buds crave variety, your brain thrives on it too. Switching between different subjects or topics helps to keep things interesting and prevents you from getting stuck in a study rut. Think of it like creating a playlist. You wouldn't just listen to the same song on repeat, right? Okay, maybe some people do, but you get the point. You'd mix it up with different genres, artists, and moods to keep things fresh and engaging. Okay, let's be real, we've all been there cramming information into our brains the night before a test, only to have it disappear faster than your crush's attention span when they see someone else. It's like trying to build a sandcastle on a windy beach. It might look impressive for a hot minute, but it's not gonna last. That's where retrieval practice comes in. It's like building a solid foundation for your knowledge, ensuring that it stays put, even when the pressure is on. Instead of passively rereading your notes, which let's be honest can feel like torture, actively try to recall information from memory. Think of it like scrolling through your camera roll after a trip. You're not just passively looking at the photos, you're actively recalling the memories, emotions, and experiences associated with each one. Okay, I'm about to sound like your mom, but I'm serious about this one. Sleep and nutrition are non-negotiable when it comes to effective studying, and just like functioning as a human being in general. You can't expect your brain to be on point when it's running on fumes. Think of your body as a high-performance sports car, because why not? You wouldn't fill it with cheap gas and expect it to win races, right? You'd give it premium fuel, regular maintenance, and enough rest to keep it in tip-top shape. Your brain deserves the same level of care. So prioritize those Z's, fuel your body with nutritious foods. And yes, that includes the occasional slice of pizza because balance. And stay hydrated. Okay, I know I just mentioned hydration in the last chapter, but it's so important that it deserves its own moment in the spotlight. Seriously, water is like the magic elixir for your brain. It keeps everything running smoothly, improves focus, and prevents those dreaded afternoon slumps. Think about it. When you're dehydrated, you feel tired, sluggish, and your brain feels like it's moving through molasses. Not exactly the ideal state for absorbing knowledge, right? So make sure you're sipping on water throughout the day, especially during those marathon study sessions. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about flexibility. And no, I'm not talking about your ability to do the splits, though kudos to you if you can. I'm talking about being adaptable and willing to adjust your study strategies as needed. Think about it. Everyone learns differently, and what works for your best friend might not work for you, and that's totally okay. The key is to find what works best for you and be open to experimenting until you discover your perfect study groove. Don't be afraid to try new things, mix up your routine, and ditch what's not working. Okay, that was a lot of information, but I hope you found it helpful. Remember, studying doesn't have to be a total drag. It's all about finding what works best for you and making it your own. So set those goals, create a schedule, or don't. I'm not your boss. And don't forget to take breaks. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. Learning takes time and effort, and it's okay to make mistakes along the way. As the wise philosopher Me once said, you got this. Or at least you will eventually.